D&Dark is an absurd, over-the-top comedy horror adventure that is intended for older audiences. Content warnings can be found in the episode descriptions. Hello and welcome to D&Dark, a comedy horror adventure Realplay podcast, loosely based on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and starring some of history's most infamous monsters. I'm Danger Dan Jerz, and I'm your host / Crypt Keeper.
Hello, my name is Daniel Cruz, and I play Imhotep the Mummy, our cleric. Last session, me and Mary got to smash one of the boxes. I got to do it myself because I didn't get to be there for the first one.
Yeah, very therapeutic, isn't it?
It totally didn't backfire. Definitely didn't backfire in any way, shape, or form. There's definitely not any frogs. That's all I'm going to say.
But hey, you guys are 2 for 4 on those coffins.
Hey, halfway there.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I play Larry Talbot, a lycanthropic warlock. And last time, we made our way into Parliament, where we found quite a few of the Parliament members are under this sort of autopilot vampiric charm from Dracula. We managed to sneak our way in. We learned a few things about the true fury of the English spirit.
Just for the French.
Just hatred from the French.
If there's one thing they hate more than monsters,
it's the French. We made it into Big Ben's tower. We broke another one of Dracula's coffins and began our climb up to the laboratory of Dr. Jekyll, where we encountered some very nasty frogmans. And now we are seated before the man, the myth, the legend himself, Dr. Jekyll.
Hello, I'm Grayson, played Jack Griffin, the Invisible Man, party's rogue. We got to London. Congrats. We survived the walk into Parliament, amazingly. I think that might have been our first stealth roll we actually succeeded on.
Barely.
I think so.
Yeah. I can't think of another time where we had a group stealth roll that went that well. But we got in with not too many hiccups. Jack was a little bit more preoccupied with trying to sift through some of the paperwork and some more of the journal entries that Abraham had. But as soon as the coffin was destroyed, there was defensive measures that came down into place. And during that time, we had a POV of what was happening in the room where Dr. Jekyll and Dracula were. I'm looking forward to this session because I don't know where to start.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ben Magnet. I play Mary Frankenstein, the barbarian paladin. And last time, have you all seen the movie Alien?
No, never.
No comment.
But anyways, before that creepy stuff, Imhotep and I went and smashed a coffin, which was very, very therapeutic. Wasn't that, Imhotep? Very nice. Felt good, didn't it?
It was nice. I lit it on fire.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, let's do it again. 10 out of 10. Would recommend doing it again, and next time we get the chance.
Would recommend.
Yeah, definitely. So after that, we're climbing up a bunch of stairs. It's leg day, and frogs. Big giant frogmen just came out, and one of them got me by getting into my stitches and putting a tadpole in, and my dice just keep decided, like, you know what? Let's just we were giving up a lot of good rolls early campaign. Let's not do that anymore. So now I have a really gross thing inside me, and I think I have to somehow trust Henry Jekyll to get it out, because I don't like having frogomorph in my skin. It does not feel nice.
Frogomorph and Ranger?
Oh, yeah, God.
No.
Yes!
Morphin Frog Ranger.
It's a mighty morph.
The most cursed fan art ever.
It's so good. Hello, everyone. I'm Aaron. I play the Phantom of the Opera, our bard. Last session, I had a little banter with the receptionist. Just a little just some fun, some international joy. Then Imhotep destroyed one of Dracula's coffins, which had disastrous consequences, and every bad thing that happens from here on out can be directly attributed to him.
Yay!
Yeah.
Up to and including the fact that Mary has been afflicted with the curse of Slod.
Oh my God. That's very good.
Roll credits.
We're in here.
Hello, everyone. I'm Fob. I play Dr. Henry Jekyll and Edward Hyde. And last time I had a wonderful conversation with someone who I can't call him this to his face, but Daddy Dracula. I'm not allowed to call him that to his face.
Call him that to his face. Please. Please call him that to his face.
It was a one-sided conversation. Then he told me that if I survive, good things will happen to me. So that is what I'm inclined to do.
There's a fairly heavy set of air quotes around good things.
That's fair. I don't know if I necessarily picked up on that in the moment.
Yeah, too enthralled by Daddy Dracula.
Yeah. Hey, it all depends what you're looking for.
All right, and with that, let's head back into the laboratory and see where this goes.
Well, I'm sure Mary wants to get on that slab as quickly as possible.
Part of him does, but also he's just like looking at Jekyll nope, not Jekyll. Hyde.
Nope, you're right.
Yeah, it's Jekyll.
Yeah, I was right, Dr. Jekyll. And just like, when you say help, I really, really hope you mean to get this. As I move my arm up out of me.
Your arm?
No, not my arm. That's the little egg thing you got.
An amputation is certainly within my medical knowledge and abilities.
I don't want my arm amputated. That frog monster thing put a thing inside my arm, and I don't want it there anymore.
We should operate immediately. If you would please, and I gesture towards the table.
My insight sucks, but I really just want to do an insight roll just for the fuck of it.
Sure, go ahead and roll insight.
Come on, baby. Nat 1.
With a nat 1, the tadpole that's latched onto the metal endoskeleton that runs through you grows.
Consequences of my actions. I just run to the side. I'm like, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off.
Okay. Dan, how... I know what I would do. I guess I just take out my my scalpel and instruments.
I will say, because you would have this knowledge, you can chemically drive it out of his system.
Okay. Even better, without having to resort to, hello, person, please stop moving about my lab. That's, no.
Grayson.
Yeah, Jack's just been kind of taking stock of everything that he sees in the lab. And of course, he's been picking up on a few little things that stand out to him that are a little too familiar. But besides that, his eyes are focused on Jekyll and Mary, wanting to make sure that he's actually going to be helping Mary.
Dan, I've been told a lot about Jack, but have I been given a description of him? Like, do I know who these people are?
I feel like you would know generally this group. There are essentially wanted posters all across London, so like this group of people is very immediately recognizable as a cluster.
Okay.
You wouldn't strictly know what visible Jack would look like.
That's my thing, is if he's not wearing his bandages, top hat, and signature goggles, I don't know that I would be able to picture Jack the Invisible Man as this very visible guy running around my shit.
I feel as though you have enough context that you could probably piece together by process of elimination.
That's fair. That's kind. I love playing a smart character. Okay, then Jack, as you're like looking around at my stuff and I'm getting an elixir ready to give Mary to chemically excise the tadpole, I look at you and, well, admiring my works.
I don't know about admiring, but it's been a long time since I've been in a lab that's this fleshed out.
Grayson, roll investigation.
15 on investigation.
With a 15, as you are taking a look on the desk and like going through some of Dr. Jekyll's notes, you can see kind of sitting out amongst some of his papers, you see some notes of chemical compounds that are strikingly familiar to you. You also see some notes in regards to the experiments that have been going on this floor, that those notes have been recently tampered with. There is essentially a page that is documenting the beginning of the incubation process of each of the volunteers in order to be converted into Knights of Dracul, and the start time of their incubation has been crossed out and overwritten on each of those. So you see, write this down.
I don't have a pen. Where's my pen?
I have a pen.
There it is.
1111 for subject green, 606 for subject red, 452 for subject blue, 937 for subject gray.
Interesting.
And again, those are not the original times that were on this page for the start time of their incubation. The original times have been scribbled out, and these new times have been placed on top of them.
Got it.
I know I rolled a 15, but would I understand what that implies?
You would not,
Okay.
but something to take note of.
While, Jack, you're noticing all of this, I would have given Mary a tonic to drink that will cure you of your affliction.
Meanwhile, you got Imhotep in the back, who last time I had to do a medicine check, I just gave Jack alcohol and sliced stuff off.
Yeah.
What is the slicing? What? No, that's not supposed to. You do not understand how this works. You give him the things to numb him, then you cut it off.
We could always go with your friend's suggestion.
Can I do a medicine check on this tonic?
Go ahead.
Please be nice to me. Please be nice to me. Please be nice. Okay, 14.
With a 14, drinking this is gonna suck, but you don't have much reason to believe that it won't work.
Well, you know what? Mary's just gonna look at this. He's gonna look at Jack. He's gonna look over at Imhotep and Larry. And the look he gives to Imhotep, Larry, and even Phantom is like, if this does bad shit to me, take me down. And Mary takes a deep breath, chugs it in one go.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 19 on the die plus 7, 26.
Woo!
With a 26, take only a D4 of acid damage.
Okay, 3.
As you feel this very sharp burning sensation as the potion travels through you and begins to spike through all of your veins, trying to flush out any foreign agents from your system. And you can feel in your arm the inflated and engorged tadpole begins to wriggle and writhe, and you can hear a muffled shriek of pain, and you feel it unlatch from your bones and start to crawl towards the seams in your arm.
So as this is happening, I just take it and go, ow, bloody, this is, Thor's beard, this sucks.
And in a sharp burst of pain, the tadpole that has engorged itself on you bursts out from the seams of your arm and slams down on the table side next to you, writhing in pain as it begins to try and drop to the floor and slither away.
Any chance I could try and stab it?
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Cool.
While all this is happening, Larry's just gonna straight up scream, just it's like, no.
Grand total is a 9.
With a 9, that's not gonna hit.
Yeah.
You didn't get to use that bardic inspiration last session.
You're right. I did it, and that was a D10, right?
Yes.
Wow, what the hell? I rolled a 1, so that is a 10. A grand total of 10.
A 10 is also not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Can I pull out my crossbow and just shoot it?
Go ahead and roll a crossbow attack as it gets further away.
Kill it!
Run, my child, run to safety.
Can I run after it and try to kill it?
I got a 19.
A 19's gonna hit.
Okay, never mind.
No.
I don't know if it's gonna kill it. 8 damage.
So the crossbow bolt will hit it square on in the center. It will split it in two. 2 seconds old! And it is going to writhe in pain as it continues, like the upper torso continues to much more slowly try to crawl its way away. And the tail that it has severed begins to disintegrate.
Is it easy enough to just chase after at this point?
It's moving very slowly. I will let you run up and attack it.
I'm just kinda... I don't even want to step on this thing. I got sandals on. Ew. Ew, I don't want to step on this thing. But it's probably the most efficient way.
I was gonna smack it with my scythe so I can. I've got a 10-foot pole. I can hit it with my 10-foot pole.
I think it'd be great if Larry and Imhotep would just start beating it with the flats of their blades.
Yeah, just smack.
It's like we don't want to slice it anymore because that was gross. We're just gonna beat it with the flat of our blades. I rolled a nat 20 to hit.
Yes.
All right, describe your killing blow as you get rid of the last 2 HP.
I look at Larry and I say, "Do you have that 10-foot pole?"
I do.
Can I borrow that real quickly?
Absolutely.
So I take the 10-foot pole, I reach into the bag, I pull out a roll of like duct tape, and I really quickly duct tape Hellraiser to the 10-foot pole, and I put it down like a golf club. And I just yell, "Thor!" Swing and knock the thing, break through a window, and just send it flying out the top of Big Ben.
You are still fully enclosed within Big Ben, so it's going to splat against the wall.
Oh! You know what? I'll accept this. I then unduct tape the weapons, hand Larry back the 10-foot pole, and sheath Hellraiser.
While these goofs are wasting all of their time on a tiny slug monster, I do still...
It was gross, Erik. It was gross.
It was so gross.
Do you have any idea how uncomfortable that was for me? It was not supposed to be there, and it was just... I don't want to think of what would happen if it grew.
No, Barry, I can't imagine. I'm glad that that's over. And Phantom has a sewing kit, so I can't cast a mending, but I will stitch on, like, the seams that it burst out of and, like, that patch that he cut off earlier.
I thought you were just going to say you were going to stitch on a patch that said, "I was a brave boy."
Oh my god.
I mean, that would
And he
be
was
good.
not a brave boy. He was very white.
Aaron, inspiration.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was not very pleasant.
I know. And it he gives you a lollipop and then sews.
Amazing.
Like a prestidigitation lollipop, and Mary just puts it in his mouth.
No, I actually had it. There's no magic.
Oh, never mind.
It was crusty. That came from the sewer.
Like 10 years old.
That's just extra flavor.
Sewage water pop. Sewage water pop.
Delicious.
This doesn't matter because you're immune to poison damage, but take a d6 of poison damage.
That was a 4. I don't take 4 poison damage.
Yay.
Pretty rancid.
When he's not looking, I just pop off the part with the lolly in it, and I just put it under the table, but I put the stick in my mouth to make it seem like I'm still eating it, but it's on the side, kind of like like the cool kids, what they would do.
You stuck it under like a piece of gum.
So, why did you help me?
I helped you as a sign of good faith, shall we say? I need, well, we all need the help of someone here. I am trapped in this tower, the same as all of you. But I do know how to turn the security off. We will need the use of someone without a reflection. I see that your invisible man has become visible, but I can help him regain his invisibility.
No offense, but he didn't like it very much. Why just him?
Would you like to be invisible?
I could probably do that with magic most of the time. I don't really care, but it's odd to me that you'd single him out after we know that it's been a burden that he's had to carry.
Jekyll, how about we stop dancing around the issue? You need me in order to solve the equation that you can't figure out. Based on your display, you used a temporary invisibility potion. You don't know the permanent one.
Do you know the permanent one? Didn't you destroy all your research in your incident after the creation?
You're a scientist. Why would someone that has done something that other people haven't done ever before destroy your greatest work?
So that it couldn't be copied by others, Jack?
Everything I need is in my head.
Well then please. You're the only one who can get us all out of here.
Jekyll, roll insight.
Woo! Oh no, that's not a good stat for me.
Ooh, I like that.
No, I didn't say that. What? No, I got an 18. It's a great stat for me that you know.
Please let me roll deception.
Roll deception opposed at disadvantage.
Why do you dislike me?
Because of your plus 30 or whatever.
Because it's narratively important.
Oh, that's an 18.
Oh, so meeting exactly 18 to 18, it's more likely that about 80% of what he needs is in his head.
I'm calling his bluff. Please. All the materials are here. Dazzle us, Jack.
A quick question. Why does someone have to be invisible to get us out of here? Because that seems oddly specific.
Well, my guess is that any vampire could turn it off, but since none of us are vampires, some sort of mirror-based trap, exists.
The control matrix for the tower, the system which is used to turn off the security, is encased in, as you say, Frenchman, a mirror trap. Dracula is able to manipulate it. If someone else were to go in, they would surely fall to their death.
And after we disengage this, what do we expect from your little minions that you had attacking us earlier?
My minions? After we disengage the Matrix, I will be able to tell them to do whatever it is I design.
Why after and not now?
There are limitations to what I'm able to do on this side of the Matrix.
So you're able to manipulate them through magical means?
Yes.
Roll a d20 for luck.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Crisp 5 for you.
13.
A 4.
I got a 14.
I got a 16.
Oh.
Carry us through the finish line.
I don't know if I want to roll high or not in this situation.
Yeah, I have no clue either.
Well, the average is a 9.
Ugh.
So, everyone within this 30-foot circle, which, for the listeners, is everyone, make a dexterity saving throw.
Why has to be a dex save?
As off in the corner of this lab room, you see very briefly shimmering from an invisible hiding spot and shedding its invisibility.
Green.
Fog!
The Green Knight, Green Ranger, Green Slod, however we're dancing around, the Green Slod will appear in the corner, having its stomach expanded and its throat fully bellowed out. As you can see, it is bubbling and boiling internally. And with a loud, echoing wail, it drops down its mouth and spits out a fireball.
Oh, shit!
Thank goodness I rolled an 18 on my dex save.
Hey, I got that, but like 10 less.
Oh,
What was the DC, if I may ask?
The DC is 12.
Oh, thank goodness.
With my evasion, I take 0 damage from that.
Okay.
What do I get with my 18 dex save?
With your 18 dex save, you will take half damage. It is fire damage.
Oh.
So that's like taking full damage. Shit.
Crispy!
Well, I mean, this is got an 18, so.
I crit succeeded on my avoid.
So then you will take quarter damage.
Oh, I'll take that.
So Mary, Phantom, and Larry, you will each take 22 damage. Imhotep, you will take 11. Jekyll, 5. Jack, none. And now everyone roll initiative.
Boom! Mustache is fried.
All right, so Grayson, it is your turn.
Alrighty. I was curious if there was a way that I can snag any of the important notes on the table so they don't get singed.
Oh, saving someone else's work. Why? Because it's better than yours?
Yeah!
I will say sure.
Okay. Jack will back off the table, grab some of the notes as he slides under the desk, and I go for a hide action. And then after that, I will ready a crossbow bolt and take the help action. And the help action extends 30 feet to my allies.
So Jekyll.
Jack.
Okay, yeah, that's your turn. Mary, it is your turn.
Well, first things first, I got burned, I got infected, I got uninfected, and I got burned. So, Mary is gonna go into a rage. But before I do, I'm gonna actually move right up to the monster's grill, which is like 35 feet, and I am going to do the sea aura.
So that's the lightning bolt.
Yep, lightning bolt.
So it will make its saving throw. That is a 9 on its dex save.
My DC is 15, so it fails. It's gonna take 2d6 thunder damage.
It's going to take 1d6 because it is resistant.
God damn it! So the grand total was 3, so 3 cut in half, I guess 1. All right, so I'm gonna roll for advantage on my first sword attack. +7 to hit. That, okay, well, the highest, I rolled a 4 and a 12, and the highest was a 12 +7, 19.
19 will hit.
Yay! 1d8 +3. So he's going to, ooh, yeah, I rolled an 8. So he's gonna take 11 damage from my sword.
All right.
And I'm gonna swing at him again. 9 +7 is 16 to hit.
A 16 will hit.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
thank God. Okay, awesome.
Groovy. D8 +3, 7 damage.
All right.
I'm gonna eat some frog legs tonight!
I'm noticing a common theme.
All right, Imhotep, it is your turn.
Alright, well, I'm gonna smack it with my Hellraiser. That's a critical fail.
No!
Oh, buddy.
All right, so I want you to describe to me what that looks like.
You know what? I will take however much damage you feel is appropriate for this. He rears back, he goes to slash, the thing opens its mouth, sticks its tongue out, and grabs the sword and pulls the whole arm into his mouth. It's like, and it's grappling his arm, and he's just sitting there trying to pull his arm out, if that's all right to say.
Sure, I will consider that a bite attack. So
Not a free attack.
that is going to be 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay. Ooh. And then I'm able to pull the sword out and kind of go ew, 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 and like shake the saliva and goop off.
Slimy.
All right, Phantom, it is your turn.
Ah! And he's gonna roll off the table, burning and on fire. After he pats himself off, he stands up and he gestures his hand dramatically as though to cast one of his incredible, very good, super neat spells, and nothing happens. And a look of obscene terror crosses his face, and he is going to sidle up next to Jack under this other table and take a help action for Jack's attack.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
All right.
I have a sneaky feeling we're gonna need that.
And I'm assuming that ends your turn?
Yeah, that's the whole turn.
All right, Fob, it is
All
your
right.
turn.
I look in pain from the fires that have just briefly, but very, very slightly engulfed me. And I pat myself off like I'm dusting the little fires off of me. Fools. and I run in with a rapier.
All right.
And I would like to make a rapier attack, please.
Okay. And since you are within 5 feet of an ally, you can go ahead and treat it as a sneak attack and roll with advantage.
No!
I do the first sneak attack of the fight. That is a 22.
22 will hit. And being the first round of the combat and going before it in initiative.
Oh, it's a crit.
He's an assassin.
All right. This is great.
Oh my god.
So I double all of my dice. Terrifying. Okay. 2 rapier boys. 7 and 6. We start with 13. And then I get to roll 14 d6s.
Whoa! Oh my god, I was wondering what class he was. Oh my god!
52
52
plus 13, so 65.
Holy shit!
Plus 4. Which is just cute.
Wow.
So 69 damage.
Nice.
I'm sorry, repeat the number.
Oh my.
69 damage.
Nice.
Nice.
Holy crap.
Way to show off. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So, because you have some familiarity with these experiments, you can see as you start to approach it, it takes a step back, and then a small little glow from its head emanates, and it takes a step forward towards you, narrowing its eyes, not wanting to walk away. And you know the exact weak point to go for, going for, of course, the big video game glowing spot, and deal your funny amount of damage.
I do, and as I'm stabbing it, I'm saying, I told you to stay away.
I'm assuming that ends your turn. I think you can still do a bonus action, so...
I was going to say, I could be silly about this, and I think I will.
Yes.
I would like to join the other two under the table and hide, if I may.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's quite snug under there now.
Oh man, this table is like, I don't know, it's Hyde Central, I don't know.
It's cozy.
That's exactly what it is. It's Hyde Central.
Oh, god damn it.
Son of a bitch. I didn't realize what I was saying.
A 24 stealth.
Ooh.
Against a 13 perception, you're hidden.
Hell yeah.
Now it is Green Ranger's turn. And Green Ranger was going to lash out at you, but it can't see you. So it's going to make a bite and 2 claw attacks at Mary, since that's the next most damage it was dealt.
Yep.
So that's going to be a 21.
That hits.
So the bite attack will deal. That'll be 13 piercing damage. Because you're raging, that's going to be quartered, so that's going to round to 3.
All right. Hey, my hit points are the funniest sex number.
Yay!
Nice.
Nice.
Then its first claw attack is going to hit. Its second claw attack is not. That was a 21 and a 7.
Okay.
So its claw attack will be 10, cut in half to 5, cut in half to 2.
Okay.
So there'll be another 2 damage.
But it doesn't do like the whole infecting thing, right? It's only the red one that can do that.
This one does not do the infection.
Good.
What it will do, though, is it will heal for 10 HP.
Dr. Jekyll, I need another funny sex number attack, please.
You can't see me. I'm hiding now.
Jekyll, why can't you be like that, Doctor? See, I can't even see him.
And that will end its turn.
Larry being one of the last ones to finally put the fire out. During everyone else's turns, you just hear very quietly in the background the Luigi on fire sound of just... And finally, he puts everything out, and then he looks, and he's like, oh, the frog monster's still there. Looks at his just huge scythe. Okay, I guess I'll run up to the giant frog monster. I'll saddle up next to Imhotep, my buddy, my pal, and then do a scythe attack for the first time.
Larry, you got a big fuck-off scythe. Let's use it.
I'll try my best. Oof, that's not gonna do it. That's gonna be a 13 to hit.
13 will not hit.
I'm rolling 3s like crazy today. Larry leans forward with this big heavy metal scythe and just the blade swings around in his hand, so he just bops the giant frog with the back of it on the face. Oh no.
The base of the scythe is going to stick to its slimy skin for just a couple of seconds before popping off.
It's gonna just hurt that. He's like, I hate it. This is always why I'm in the back.
Stick it with the pointy end.
It's sticking to me.
All right, and I'm assuming that ends your turn.
It does.
All right, Jack, it is your turn.
Well, I know I can't even get anywhere close to the funny sex number damage.
Sure you can.
Not even.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, come on. You too can funny sex number. It's okay.
Jack, saying Jekyll, will pull out his rapier and rush in as well, and then go for his sneak attack. Damn, not a 20. It was an 18.
That'll hit.
23 damage.
So that was movement and action. You doing anything with your bonus action?
Absolutely. Running back and hiding.
Yeah.
Back to the Hyde zone.
Exactly.
Into the Hyde Phantom sandwich. Just scoops right in the middle.
As you come back, you see that the help that Phantom had provided was like a Go Dr. Jack Griffin banner. And you're like, oh, that's weird. He can't prestidigitate cloth anymore. Where'd he get that? It's the upturned, like, back of Jekyll's lab coat that I wrote on, and then I'm like aiming at you.
No, my coat.
Hell yeah.
So, now that we've come around a full round, I probably should have done this before your turn, but a lair action's going to kick in.
No.
What?
Yes. I mean, no.
As you all feel your vision start to kind of distort, and your sense of time is thrown off slightly. So everyone re-roll initiative.
Oh.
No.
Damn, that's so much worse.
This can only be better for me.
I got a 27. This is much better.
Oh my God.
Shit.
I wish I was under a different table.
All right, so now that Dracula lair action has passed, Fob, it is your turn.
All right, and I'm not doing this just because Jack did it, but it seemed effective.
Yeah, sure.
I would like to run up and attack the Green Ranger.
All right, attack with advantage.
Oh man, it looks like I've seen that move before.
Well, the first one was a 1. The second one was a 2.
Oh.
I hate to give it to you, but you did get an inspiration.
I did get a DM inspiration. Can I use that in this moment?
Yeah, you can use it.
I will burn my inspiration to re-roll. I can't look this stupid in front of Jack. That's much better. That is a 27.
Oh my
That
God.
will absolutely hit.
Oh.
Through the power of pure rivalry.
Honestly, though,
Very
that's how we're
much.
killing this thing. This does not get sneak attack, though, does it, Dan?
This does get sneak attack, but it does not crit.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because you did come out of a hide.
Oh, perfect. I know how rogues work. Don't... Please, I definitely have played a rogue before, at least once. In a campaign that's lasted years, and I definitely have figured out how they work. Yes, 100%.
It's okay, I barely learned it myself.
Thank you. Okay, so without sneak attack yet, we're at 6 damage. And then sneak attack is going to be a bunch of these little guys. 24 total damage.
Whoa.
Describe your killing blow.
Not
that's
only
so
did you
good.
not look a fool,
This was the best use of DM inspiration.
You don't have to do exactly the same thing that Jack just did, but cooler.
Yeah, I think maybe that is kind of what I'm trying to do, like exactly what Jack just did, but a little bit better. Obviously, for reasons of death, should be made apparent.
amazing.
So yeah, I would go in with a flourish, stab the slod, and
You gonna dab it up?
I think I would whisper into it as it's like dying, saying, "I told you to stay away," and then take my rapier out.
Sick.
Hey, Jack, that was really cool, huh?
Jack's just gonna kind of like look at you and just deadpan.
Okay, well, fuck me, I guess. No, all right.
And as you do that, the glowing spot on the back of its head brightens up, and it starts to melt down into ooze as it jitters and becomes genetically unstable.
I'm gonna take a few steps away.
Bits and pieces of it begin to slowly drip off of it as it falls apart, as the bits and pieces of it melt away and leave behind a glowing gland that has been enlarged from the back of the brain.
Oh.
That then dims.
Huh. Gross.
Dibs, and I grab it.
Oh,
I was
grosser.
just gonna say, is there a roll I can do to try and identify what that might have been?
If you two want to roll an opposed sleight of hand,
Absolutely. A chance to compete with Jack.
Seeing how combat went, I'm so nervous.
21 from me.
Oh my god, I got a 22.
all right, so Jack, you are able to get there first.
I called dibs. What sort of doctor doesn't respect dibs?
What I like to imagine, Jack watches him snatch it up real quick and shove it in his pocket. And just like when Jack did this to Phantom, he'll walk up right next to him, pickpocket, and then walk in front of him while looking at the gland.
So you see a genetically modified and altered pituitary gland. And it looks to you from just immediate observation. I'm trying to think how to phrase this. Basically, you can see some, like, techno-magical fuckery has gone on.
Yeah, he's gonna take it, start looking at it, and notices the modifications to it, ignores Jekyll, and then heads straight over to the table and looks for the microscope so that way he can specifically identify what was the function of this, or like mostly if this was the thing that changed the subject.
Roll both investigation and arcana, and I'm going to take the average of the two.
Dan, do I know the answer of what he's looking for? And could I just tell him to kind of rub that in his face just a little bit?
I will message you, and when you choose to give that information is entirely up to you.
Perfect.
Ooh.
This is delightful. Thank you.
Awesome.
It's a petty science feud. A petty science feud.
Larry,
Yeah.
now that we don't have our magic and we're relying on the science people, why are they so angry with each other?
I don't know.
Do not understand all this science business. It's kind of scary.
Did you not have any? I guess coworkers isn't the right word, but I can't think of a better. Like coworkers that you just.
Fellow priests.
Yeah. That just, I don't know, kind of sucked, and you just wanted to prove you're better than. I feel like that's what's going on here.
Ah, those guys up in Aswan. Fuck them.
Yeah. I think it's a similar situation here.
I think we have now just officially established that there was inter-temple rivalries.
There must have been, right?
Anyway, Grayson, did you figure it out without Fob? Get him harder. He just asked for all this info.
I see it's a 16 and a 6 in the chat.
Oh, I didn't read the chat. Oh, Grayson.
Yeah.
So that averages to an 11. You would be able to tell that the weirdness that is happening with them is the result of this gland. You don't know why this gland is so weird.
Jack, as you're like looking under the microscope at this thing and you go, I'd be like, puzzled, Jack? Something you can't quite figure out?
I think one of the biggest things that I can't figure out is whether you had consent to do this or not.
I had volunteers.
Were they forceful volunteers?
You saw the people in the crowd. You saw them come.
The people in the crowd, they don't know what they're doing. Lack of knowledge is no reason to take advantage of the uneducated.
I pull out a scroll, and it goes all the way down, and it has the signed names and the consent form, and it says, "We can do terrible, terrible, horrible things to you."
Oh shit, he's got the receipts.
It's got a contract.
I had their permission.
People under coercion cannot make up their own mind. It's almost as if you've given them alcohol and then taken advantage of them.
I think if the city is drunk on the presence of the Count, that can hardly be my wrongdoing.
It absolutely is your wrongdoing, based off of the fact that you are working with him and not saying anything against it. If you actually believed in your work, you would double down and put yourself in the middle of it all.
I did that once. I believe you did the same. And we both stepped away from it. Changed.
Ooh.
You said you came out of yours changed. You know mine. Care to share?
Mine is not something you could see, or in your case, not see, quite so easily. Mine is shall we say, a complicated explanation. For you, your body was changed, but me, my mind was shown a different path.
That path being?
A path to achieving great things, Jack.
Achieving great things while committing crimes against others, I don't think is something that should be commendable.
Dan, I think we covered this last time. I just want to double check. I do know, or I don't know about Jack's past. Pre-asylum, I guess.
I would say you know vaguely, but not specifics.
Okay, so I can intuit and make that a little bit bigger.
Yeah, you know enough to jump to conclusions.
Okay.
But I don't, damn it!
I mean, you could probably piece together pretty soon and pretty quickly.
He's Mr. Hyde! He's Mr. Hyde!
Jack, when we are in the thralls of our scientific pursuits, certain sacrifices must be made. You surely would know about this. Don't stand there pretending to be a better man. I know what you've done before your time in the asylum.
Shit. Hearing that, Jack's of course gonna immediately jump to those conclusions. And mostly because he's never really had to practice hiding his facial expressions. His eyes are just going to widen and kind of like look away. That wasn't me.
Just like I am not me, Jack.
I think what's going through Jack's mind is that Jekyll knows more than he's letting on, and now Jack is very nervous about where this line of conversation is going to be going. He's going to be looking around the room for beakers, any solutions.
Roll perception.
He's looking for unfinished recipes, because now he needs to distract himself real quickly with something. But
He's looking
rolling
for his
perception.
cope.
Yeah. Just, you said perception, didn't you? I was told to roll. That's a 6.
Oh no.
With a 6, as you are looking around for things to keep yourself occupied, you make eye contact with a shadowy corner of the laboratory where you see very, very briefly some milky eyes staring at you.
He just kind of like stops dead in his tracks and keeps staring in that corner. And then he's going to look at his hip where he has the plague doctor mask now, and then realize that it has not moved.
And as you look to your hip and look back, the eyes are gone.
What else is in here?
What do you mean?
There were a pair of eyes in that corner.
He looks surprised at that.
What is it that's watching us?
One of the Go-Go Froggy Rangers. one of the frog creatures. Clearly. I told them, and I look in that direction, to get out. But they don't seem to listen. But if you were invisible again, Jack, if you could go into the Matrix invisible, why, I'd have them eating out of my hand. They wouldn't harm us. Presently, I'm charged only with escape. If I leave, the Count will be satisfied. I don't see him seeing our partnership in his plans.
So you're proposing a partnership here?
For a moment, the enemy of these amphibious beasts, the Knights of Dracul, the enemy of them in this moment is my friend.
Jack will start rifling through his jacket and pull out the notes and the journal that he saved from the fireball.
My research.
Yes, he will pull out all of that and ask you, how far have you gotten?
What I can say is that you're probably about 60% of the way there.
Okay.
Each of the two of you are missing some critical piece of information that the other has.
Nah. It will last for an hour, at most. Despite my best efforts.
You'll actually see Jack crack a smile.
That's not good.
Before we get started here, do you have any blueprints on where the Matrix is, or do we need to ask someone to look ahead?
Dan, do I have blueprints on the future of the dungeon?
What information are you asking for specifically?
Basically, we're trying to figure out why the temporary invisibility, like the 1 hour mark, would not work. Because I don't know how much further up or down it might be.
It is on the top floor of the tower, so it is still several floors above you.
Okay, so it would take longer than an hour to reach it.
Possibly. Also, I don't know a way to diegetically get you this information, but essentially, when you interact with the security matrix, it'll send out a pulse of energy that will end any temporary status conditions you are under. So it would nullify the temporary invisibility by interacting with it.
Got you.
This is the way that the Count, and only the Count, is able to use it. For now.
Do you have cold storage here?
I gesture to the one tank that hasn't been broken.
Jack is gonna head over to that tank and start rummaging through it, looking for, it's like a very rare sample that he has never identified, but he has a feeling that this is the thing that Grimhilda was kind of referencing.
As long as you continue to not make insight checks against me, I'm fine with this course of action.
So please describe what it is specifically that you're doing.
Jack is looking for, it's like one of the main key components that you're going to be needing in order to get to the final stages of permanent invisibility. For lack of a better term, Dan, it is the bacteria-like substance.
Okay, so you're looking for the archaea.
Yeah.
I would say you could find a few samples amongst the bacterium in the solutions. You can find some archaea amongst the bacteria.
Excellent. I think he's going to grab what he needs for one person, whether it's one sample or whether it's a few different samples, but he's going to grab enough for just one. And if there's anything left over, he's going to pull out his mixture for the invisible fire.
Ooh. Jack, what are you doing with my tank?
Well, we have everything that we need. And he'll flick a match and throw it behind him and let everything burn.
Oh, he's cool. Damn it.
And then he'll start walking back over. He's got his samples that he needs. You know what this is, right?
The archaea.
Okay.
The key to invisibility.
You've been able to incorporate this, or is this something that you've moved on from?
That is my primary source.
Well, now it's your only source. You'll start to see a little bit of smoke because the solution that he poured was his invisible fire, because now that it has other fuels, it'll start to catch and you'll start to see a little bit of flames.
Someone's eyes narrow dangerously. What did you do to my lab, Jack?
You said that this was going to be a partnership. I need to make some assurances. So, for the time being, this is our lab. You made decisions without me. I have made a decision without you.
This does not seem equal to me, Jack.
Technically speaking, I never agreed to a partnership until now.
I suppose we could waste our times with semantics or get on with it.
So, how about you show me a little bit of your notes, and I will fill in the blanks.
Oh, we're using my notebook? You don't have a notebook? Aren't you a scientist?
I told you before, everything that I need is up here. And he's going to pull out another notebook that is his personal one, and the team has occasionally seen Jack pull it out, and if you're on his side, you'll see him open it up, and it is completely empty. And he's going to take off a glove and start feeling the surface of it.
That's such a cool flex, and I'm so mad about it.
It's been something that I've been holding on to a very long time, and no one has checked.
We trust you.
Which is not good.
Oh, noted.
So, just wanting to make sure you understand that we need to interrupt the process in which the photons hit the surface of an area, correct?
Right, but we need to make sure that the Archaea have enough light to feed.
Right. The fueling process is probably something that does need to be solved, but if we use subatomic particles and we try and amplify the excitation of any of the electrons that you have in your body,
It could create a replication effect that would take hold over the whole person.
yes, exactly.
Larry, what are they saying? I don't understand a single bit of what they just said.
Beats me, man. I think we established I did not do well in school.
Oh, okay.
You know your lab better than myself. By chance, do you have molecular hydrogen?
Of course.
In this moment, Jack is going to be grabbing everything that he needs, and he's eyeing the freezer in the back area. Not really sure what it's for, but
That's where we kept your old samples, the ones you gave us.
I didn't exactly give anything. Raynor took it, but it's good to know that it's the old samples.
I may need a fresh batch. I have melanosomes, but I need their immature form. I was hoping I could get a fresh sample from you today, if we're working together on this.
Unfortunately, we are, and fortunately for me, I don't have to ask you to carve anything off, because I've already taken the liberty of doing that. He's going to turn over to Imhotep. Thank you again, by the way.
Yes, of course. I remember now. I'm sorry, zoning out for a moment. It was technobabble gets to me. He goes into the bag and he pulls out the skin sample.
I'm going to assume that that is not just a beaker of formaldehyde, and that you have samples in there.
He's going to kind of rub his shoulder where it was carved off. Yes, it's a fresh sample.
Oh, perfect. This will help us in our process. We need to engage them with some electrons to help limit the opacity.
Tritium. That's in the process. Right now, it has to be in the process of beta decay.
If we wait 3 minutes, we should have some.
Fine.
Erik.
Yes.
I don't get all the googly moogly stuff they're saying.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this science shit is just magic. I think they just branded it.
You know, right? Honestly?
Then all these things would essentially incorporate by using the semiconductor being doped with indium. It's going to allow for a higher limitation.
That concoction would be far too volatile. We need to incorporate monocane and duocane to stabilize the concoction.
If I remember correctly, that should be enough of a stabilizer along with the molecular hydrogen as a bit of a housing compound, to put it in layman's terms.
No need to do that here, but sure. Thank you, I suppose.
Sorry, not used to
Speaking with a peer.
begrudgingly. Yes.
I smile at that.
Larry,
Uh-huh.
I don't need to sleep, but I really wish that I could right now.
Should we just lay down? I think I'm gonna take a seat.
He's going to be snagging the now potentially ready tritium, kind of fiddling with a different process that it might not be recognizable to you, mostly because he's dealing with subatomic particles in this area.
Not my area of expertise.
He has a feeling that they're getting very, very close because a lot of the things that he's doing is looking very familiar. You were saying that you can kind of tweak this bacteria to subsist off of whatever subject it is that we spread it onto?
I believe so. You are human, aren't you?
Of course. I don't necessarily have any magical properties about me.
Fair enough. This should be able to spread over your skin, or anyone's skin, and subsist off of the byproducts of your flesh.
Hey, do you guys want to play cards? A tarot deck is essentially like a regular card deck, just with a few different changes. But yeah, we could just, like, I don't know, play Go Fish.
You'll have to teach me how this fishing game works, but
Oh yeah,
very well.
yeah, of course.
He's going to hold up the solution, and you'll see it doesn't look exactly as invisible as you would want it to be. If everything works as it should, there's two processes to this. The subject has to ingest some of the fluid, and then we have to apply the subject's surface area with the, what did you call it again?
Archaea?
Yes, that. Jack is going to take a moment to kind of appraise Dr. Jekyll, and he can't help but realize that maybe in another life, things could have gone a different way. And then also realizes that during this entire process, he never actually thought about who the subject was going to be. And then thinks about the team and looks at Dr. Jekyll and realizes there's no other subject.
Well, we seem to be dancing around the question.
I know earlier on there was some negative effects. I don't know how to negate that, but I don't think we have enough time to figure out how to do that.
At that moment, we hear something like clattering above. I would agree. I don't.
Was there a moment when Jekyll took his eyes off of Jack?
Yeah, there was.
As the clattering happens, you look up and see, crawling across the ceiling, the Gray Ranger.
Oh, shit.
Hanging upside down, staring at you, but not moving.
Jack is going to turn to the others real quick and make eye contact with each of you. I'm sorry.
Huh?
And he'll down the solution. And then all he's got to do now is apply the stuff to his skin.
Whoa, wait. We can reverse this, right?
You hear Hyde start to be racked with laughter and glee as Jack Griffin turns invisible.
Grayson, describe to me what happens and is overcoming you as I have you make a charisma saving throw with emphasis.
Oh.
Alrighty, so Jack has downed the solution, backed away from Jekyll, and has taken the second part of the solution and started rubbing it between his palms, and then rubs it on the back of his hands, and he'll slowly unbutton his shirt and kind of watch as the solution, it looks like it's eating away at him, but you just start to slowly see him disappear again. And then as you see it come up to his face, you see his eyes start to water and he starts to cry.
Oh.
Before you tell me the results of that saving throw, tell me what is going through your mind. as you are watching your skin and visibility fade away.
I've done what I can to make sure that the samples are destroyed. Again, no one else can do this, but the difference is that now I know how to recreate invisibility. I've just got to figure out how to reverse engineer it, how Raynor did, how Jekyll did. And in those moments of clarity, darker thoughts will jump back and forth into his mind, and he starts to get visions of blood spray in the house in Stratford, and he gets a quick vision of his coat prior to the adventures that we've gone on, covered in blood, and he gets quick visions of being locked inside of the asylum with a straitjacket around him and just screaming at the top of his lungs and pounding his head against the wall. But in all of that, he comes back for like a brief moment, trying to focus on each of the members and each of the small moments of good in which we've been able to accomplish, and trying to focus on the goal, the conclusion that we're trying to reach, and hopefully the ends justify the means.
And what was the result of that charisma saving throw? With emphasis, so whichever one is farther away from 10.
You're gonna love this. I rolled a nat 1.
Grayson, why? Why?
All right. As you are flickering back and forth between those memories, your vision is getting overtaken as your skin is becoming transparent and those memories are flashing through your head, sifting back and forth between the positive and the negative. The vision in your head of these instances also slowly begins to become transparent as you feel control of yourself beginning to slip away, and you feel control of everything else begin to slip back into your grasp, and you are filled with a manic glee, and you're feeling clarity for the first time in a very long time, as all of the distractions are fading away, and you feel this power that you were so quick to toss aside returning to you. And I want you to gain a +1 to your constitution. As the invisible mania begins to take you over once again. And this past self of yours that you have shunned, you have shuddered aside, and you have kept out for so long, finally gets to step back into control. Change your alignment to chaotic evil.
Yes, Jack, yes. Just like me, just another addict chasing your fix.
Oh my god. Oh, I don't like this at all.
No one will see this now, but his eyes will shoot open, and you'll just see an empty shirt and a jacket. No gloves, no hat, no goggles. Just an empty place where the head would be. And for all intents and purposes, floating clothes. And you see him sit straight up in almost like a 90-degree angle with his feet still extended across the table. Swings them around gingerly, and now his legs are just kind of dangling a little bit on the side of the table. Oh, that little shit finally did it. Okay. Time to... time to stretch my legs, as it were. You And he motions to Jekyll. You. Thank you. Incredibly. You brought me back to this fun little world. Oh, and I see that you brought friends. Please, by all means, if you would be so kind, reintroduce yourself.
Dr. Henry Jekyll. And I sort of like do a very stiff, like, inclination of my head.
You're going to see the rolled up sleeves that were there. You're going to see them shoot towards you a little bit, and he's going to grab your hand and shake it vigorously. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Ooh, it's going to be fun.
Of course.
Now, and he's not letting go of your hand just yet. You don't have to play coy with me. Well, you could say I'm a fan of your work.
The grip in your hand gets stronger.
Oh, fuck.
And the grin just spreads across his face.
He's saying this low enough to where only you would potentially hear it, because he's attempting to try and keep your secret.
What a pal.
What a guy.
So, we could assume Dr. Jekyll is here at the moment.
We can assume that the doctor is out, shall we say?
Wonderful. And then he'll turn over to the rest of the team and walk over with his chest puffed out a little bit more and a bit of a spring in his step, and he does a small skip.
Oh no!
Jack's being whimsical. Everybody run.
I don't like this.
Hey, Jack. Seems like you two really ended up getting along. How are you feeling? You ready to tackle the Matrix?
Well, terribly sorry, but Jack is not in at the moment. I understand that all of you have been traveling with him. And he's going to pull out his notebook, and you'll see his fingers. Well, actually, you won't. You'll see his empty sleeves, kind of what it looks like. Maybe you could interpret based off of what you saw earlier. Start tracing along the page, flips a few pages, feels along that one, flips some more pages, traces along that one. His hands shoot up. You, I could posit, are Phantom.
Well, I don't like being forgotten.
Oh, no, of course. No one can forget the greatest performer.
I think I like him better now.
And the rest of you, and he's going to flip through pages. Well, it does seem that out of this group, Phantom here is possibly the most entertaining. But I admit, all of you are going to be having your uses. One of you has a wonderful extra side to them, and I wish I could have seen it. However, as I understand it from Phantom's musings, all of you need my help with something.
Mary approaches the invisible man, just towers over him.
Oh, what a big fellow you are.
What have you done with Jack Griffin?
You keep saying that name.
I keep saying that name because he is my friend and ally. You, I do not know. Now tell me where he is, how to get him back.
Oh, what a wonderful oaf you are. You want to know where your friend is. He's still here.
He vanished. He vanished.
Why don't you let me educate you on what it is that I can do? And why don't I educate you on your friend, Jack Griffin? I myself saw him as a way to get around unseen. And what did he do? He took my gratitude and he shoved it in my face, and he hated me for it. Oh, but I fixed all his problems now, didn't I? I made sure he stayed out of the limelight. I made sure that no one chased him. No one knew where the man was. No. And then all of a sudden, he wakes up at the wrong time, and he makes these stupid little boxes.
Oh, these little boxes that he has. Oh, but now it's me. Now I get to have my fun, and I get to entertain myself in his skin.
I don't like this one anymore.
Can we put this one back and get the other Jack, please? I don't appreciate this one. He seems weird.
Yeah, he's something about boxes.
He's weird.
Sorry, no take backsies.
Oh, there's more to me than you'll ever know. You, good performer, you seem to have changed in a not-so-fun way. As I understood it, you had a lot of entertaining things earlier on.
Are you talking about like 20 minutes ago before I lost my magic? Because, yeah.
No, actually, I'm talking about before this entire trip, but that could be discussed at another time.
As all of this is going on, the Gray Ranger on the ceiling is going to continue to scuttle around and just stare, and is fascinated as the Invisible Man continues to pop in and out of sight as he is coyly manipulating his clothing and the objects around him to disappear and to more or less reappear.
Oh, Doctor, care to tell me who your new patient is?
This was a failed experiment. One that hatched before it was matured, you could say.
So you wouldn't mind if it's thrown into the garbage, I suppose.
Not at all.
And I would say with that, Jack will go undetectable. And then go for a sneak attack on the Gray Ranger.
All right, go ahead and make a ranged attack with advantage.
Oh, buddy. It was a nat 20.
Oh, no!
He will disappear from sight, walk over to the table where his hand crossbow was, and take a shot.
So being a nat 20, go ahead and double all of those dice, including the sneak attack dice.
Oh.
You could also get the sex number.
Yeah. I don't think I will, though.
That's fair.
Because it's the hand crossbow, and the hand crossbow only is a d6. Oh, no, that's a lot of math. My greatest weakness.
Well, while you're adding up, I want to say while the Invisible Man was doing his rounds and his little dances and trots, Larry was just absolutely silent with just this sad look on his face. And of course being jump scared every time you disappeared and reappeared around us, but he's just so sad. Because he's knowing what you had to sacrifice, and now he's learning more what you had to sacrifice in order to do this.
That was 36 damage. As for context, he was looking for a femoral artery that was underneath the arm, and he's aiming for that, and maybe it'll knock it off the ceiling and make it prone.
How I'm going to interpret that, you're going to fire at it. It will be knocked from the ceiling with a shriek of pain. And it begins to start falling, and then stretches out its underarms, and the webbing expands, and it glides away to the northern set of stairs and skitters out of the room.
Oh, one of my favorite parts. The hunt. The rush. I think it's time to go outside.
We are the outcasts, the misfits you might say. We deal with the nightmares that you run away from every single day. We know the world is a gruesome little place, but us outsiders, we've developed quite a taste for the grisly and morbid, the ghastly and the horrid. We know it's awful, dreadful, but we like it. Just another haunted night, shrouded with unearthly fright. So when you're oh so terrified, you know who to call. The world is falling apart. We'll never take monsters and spirits and specters and all. Let's all have a ball.
What was the Green Ranger's name?
Gerald.
Not Gerald.
Oh,
I was gonna say Silas.
But you were too slow.
No, their names are all after the color. So G for green, Gerald. Gerald, of course, spelled with a G. Then we have Rodney, the Red Ranger.
Rodney.
all right, writing this down.
Screw Rodney.
Oh yeah, Rodney's the one you met on the stairs. Yeah, no, he's a real piece of
Yeah,
work.
no shit.
Well, there was also the Gray Ranger.
The Gray Ranger is Gerald too.
Gerald too.
I was just gonna say Gerald
I was
too.
gonna say it was George. He looks more like a George.
We can go with George.
I'm still waiting for lore on the Blue Ranger.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Fantastic. I've got all their names now.
And with names.
There is
He's
power.
extra control over them like a demon.
Exactly. 100%.